What is economic sustainability? You ask, what is economic sustainability? That is an interesting question. For me, sustainability is about a society that lives reasonably well, and enables the next generations to live equally as well. So it is about intergenerational social justice. An economy is a complex adaptive system, Wikipedia, that self-organizes. For short, let's call it a CAS. Most CAS self-organize to consume their feedstocks at ever-increasing rates until the feedstocks are depleted. An economy is part of a society, which is part of the ecosystem in which it lives. All three are CAS. 1. The biosphere is a giant CAS composed of many ecosystems, and it has grown in size to encompass the whole Earth. 2. Human society is a CAS that spawned in some ecosystem in Africa and has now grown in size to encompass the whole Earth. 3. Our global economy is a CAS that spawned in human societies and has grown in size to encompass the whole Earth. The problem, as I see it, is that each CAS is consuming the larger CAS that gave birth to it. Our modern economic theories are growth-oriented, and are not sustainable. Our human societies are growth-oriented and are not sustainable. We need a new political and economic theory that recognizes the dynamic nature of societies and economies, and that shows us how to control ourselves before we totally deplete the Earth, and make it unlivable for follow-on generations. It is really hard to talk about any one aspect of sustainability without talking about all of them. I use these definitions, they are a work in progress, and can probably be improved. Sustainability equals the ability of the people of a community to meet all their needs using the skills of the population and the resource ecological services from the land, air, water that they are acting as the stewards of, in perpetuity. Which can then be teased apart. Economic sustainability equals the ability of the people of a community to meet their needs through internal trade arrangements and co-management relationships with the people of other communities, so that no skills, resources, or ecological services are required to be purchased from outside of the community and its partners, to meet needs, in perpetuity. There has to be sufficient access to financial reserves to allow for adaptive management during times of crisis. Social sustainability equals the ability of the people of a community to ensure that all of the needs of all of the citizens can be met in less than 24 hours per day per capita. No subset of the community must bear a greater burden than benefit as the result of any given development initiative. Ecological sustainability equals the ability of the people of a community to maintain the ecological services being provided by the land, air, water that they are stewarding, including a non-declining portion of each biome that acts as neither a sink for wastes nor a source of resources. There are no examples of a sustainable economic system, and never will be, for all economic systems are inherently unsustainable by definition, due to the unequal distribution of wealth between the haves and the have-nots. On the other hand, humankind could, if it so wished, create and design a stable and sustainable economy by factoring in the self-regulation of production and consumption based on production for use and free access to human needs. And not profit. Capitalism produces commodities for sale and profit, denies human needs to the poor, wastes people and resources. Today most goods and services are produced and distributed as a result of capital buying labor in pursuit of profit. The needs to be met are primarily those of the market, not of people. The owners or controllers of capital are said to create jobs or give employment to workers. There is a link between the production of goods and services and consuming them, but that link is conditional, not direct. Apologists for capitalist enterprises like to say they make cars, foodstuffs, health products, or whatever. But if they are honest, they will admit that their aim is to make money. The proof of this is that they stop or curtail the business if they can't sell enough of what is produced. It doesn't matter to them if workers lose their jobs and hence their livelihood. What matters to capital is that it loses its only reason for being invested, to make a profit.